Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as X-3, and today I want to show you guys how to create the square Mobsters synth. What really makes this synth stand out is a bunch of the effects afterwards. If we take off all of those effects, including the background synth, and this background synth is actually just a lower pitch down version of another synth I have in the library. But I really want to focus on showing you guys how to create this sound. It's nice, rich, and full, but if you add on the effects, and I'm going to show you guys how to create the main elements of these effects, probably not the overdrive, that's going to take up a little bit too much time. However, I'm going to save you guys a little bit more time by showing you guys how to create this chorus distortion. There'll be a link in the description below or towards the very end of this video, and I'll probably put a annotations mark here so that way you guys can get at the video a little bit better. Anyways, if I take off the chorus, it kind of makes this sound a little bit more bland. And with the chorus, it just adds that nice extra crunch. So I'm going to show you guys how to create this sound. So, and basically for one of the effects on the chain, the compressor, it's basically a 4 on the floor dance kick that I have right here. It's just on every 4, there's always a kick. So I'm going to show you guys how to create this synth and the effects that go on afterwards. So for the MIDI effects, I'm going to drop in a blank instance of operator. Now I have a patch that's already pre-made with operator, a sub. In order to change one of the effects, you'll probably get like a basic sine wave at probably 0.1. So what I'm going to do is basically fix this and change this to chorus 0.5. I want to take off my filters so you guys can hear it a little bit better. And for oscillator A, we're going to change this to a saw. Not a saw, I'm sorry, a square D. Next, for oscillator B, we're going to change this to a square as well. And we're going to take the level up to -23 decibels. And for the chorus, we actually set this to 2. Sounds a little bit fatter. For the oscillator C, this is where things start to get a little bit more interesting. We're going to set this to a fixed position, and we're going to set the multi to 0.1. We're then going to take the frequency to 650 Hertz. And for the level, we're going to take this all the way to 0. And instead of a sine, we're going to change this to a saw. It's pretty interesting. If you want a little bit more grit, for oscillator D, we're going to change this to a sine wave, like it already is. And we're going to take the fixed position of this to 0.1 for the multi, and the frequency is going to be at 380 Hertz. And then you can dial in your level of subjective gain depending on how gritty you want your synth or how you want your synth to sort of sound. But normally I would just take this off. Now what I've noticed with this synth is that when I use one of my effects, which is just a blank utility, I'm going to take it off for now, but when I turn up the spread to 65, it actually just spreads the volume in both of the speakers. It sounds a little bit fatter. When I take the width on my utility all the way down, it kind of makes this chorus sound. And when I take the spread all the way down, it kind of just doesn't make the same effect. Utility makes this effect. Without the utility and the spread. And if I were to take the spread all the way down, it's basically the same exact sound. But when I take the spread all the way down and the utility on the width all the way down, it kind of creates this weird sound, even if I were to take this all the way off. It doesn't sound quite the same to me. When I turn up the spread on 65 and the utility on 0, we get this nice warm chorus effect. When you use the chorus distortion on top of this, I'm going to throw in a blank, not a blank, but a drum I already have, so that way we can program in some notes and really make this synth groove. I had a little bit of a brain fart there. I don't normally have those. For the chorus, as normal, you can put it on mod. You can put these to be both equal, high pass all the way, dry wet all the way. Feedback, you want to set that at 17, and the polarity, you can set that to positive for now. Make sure to turn on the 20% as well. So that's basically the effect for this synth. And I'll check you guys out tomorrow for another different effect. Actually, tomorrow I'm probably going to show you guys how I created my other track. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So thanks for joining me. I'll play you guys out with this Beat Snake drum that I have. I'm going to make sure to turn that on loop. And yeah, I'll check you guys out tomorrow. Be sure to check out that chorus distortion technique. I'll get a little bit more in depth on it. This was just kind of like a little tutorial on that as well. The utility brings out a lot of the chorus effect on this synth. So check you guys out tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.